They making all that money doing that, and me and you sitting here making a video.
That's right.
What's happening, YouTube, and what's happening, Colquitt County? As you can see, we're in the truck, ain't we, John?
We are in the GMC.
And the reason we're in the GMC is because the wind is blowing probably, John, what's your best educated guess on how fast the wind's blowing today?
At least 15 miles an hour.
Yeah. So we knew that was going to mess up any video stuff we wanted to do. But John and I have been wanting to slip in a segment on y'all, and we were going to call it, How We See It. And this is what we want to do. We want to pick a topic, something that's going on in hunting and fishing. It can be any topic. And we're going to give you our viewpoints. And we're going to talk about it. And to make it interesting, John, you got your phone?
Yes.
All right. To make it interesting, we're going to pick two topics. And John's going to set his timer for 5 minutes. So we only going to have 5 minutes to talk about each topic. And if we get caught right there at 5 minutes, well, it's over with, and we fixing to go to a new topic. But we're doing this because we want to get y'all, the folks that's watching this channel, engaged with us. And hey, we want you to comment, don't we, John?
Yes, please.
We want y'all to comment. We don't expect you to agree with us. Matter of fact, on some things you probably won't, because, well, truthfully, John and I have a screwed up way on looking at things sometimes. Okay? but anyway, comment. Tell us what your thoughts are. And hey, we get enough comments on something, we'll do a follow-up video on it. Now, I'm going to let John pick a topic, and I'm going to pick a topic, and those are going to be the ones we're going to talk about. And then we'll pick which one we want to go first, and then we're going to start the timer, and then we just going to kick it off. And what is it going to be is me and him talking back and forth, giving our viewpoints on it. And we want you to watch it like we say it and give us a comment. Tell us your viewpoint. Your viewpoint will help us in making future videos too, to where we'll know what kind of stuff, our audience that's watching is liking. So, I'll give you first choice. What's the first, anything hunting and fishing, what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about professional fishing.
Professional fishing, okay. All right, well then, wait a minute now. If you're going to do professional fishing, then I want to talk about the use of electronics in fishing today. All right? Okay. All right, well, we'll go with yours first. You want to go with yours first, or you want to flip a coin?
No, let's do yours first. Then mine will follow in behind that.
Oh,
that
okay.
might make more sense.
Okay. All right, then. All right, so are you ready on the timer?
Ready, set, go.
All right, we hitting? Okay. I believe that electronics today in fishing, it has a place. But man's technology has advanced so far now that fishing, if you've got the money, you can make fishing just like a video game now.
Yes.
Okay? So I got a mixed bag of emotions about this. Okay? So let's think about this. All right. Uncle Bill, Roland, Jimmy Houston, Larry Nixon, Hank Parker, all those cats caught fish and competed, and all they had was a flasher. And for like any of y'all young cats out there, you don't know what a flasher is. A flasher was nothing more. It was a depth finder. It would tell you how deep you were fishing. And if you happened to go over some type of structure, or you went over an underwater tree or an underwater wood pile or whatever, it would flash little red lines at different depth indications in a round circle to let you know. Those guys didn't have anything along the technological means that these cats are fishing with today. And I can see you using it if you're the average fisherman and you don't have a lot of time to get out and fish. And hey, you want some fish for the table and stuff? I can see you using it. But these jokers that's on professional trail using it, I mean, it's done took away from the learning curve of fishing. Like, hey, look at there. I'll bet you right there under that dock there's one laying, but now he's not going to be laying on the left side of the dock because the shade's on the right side of the dock. He's going to be in that shade, and he's going to be waiting to ambush something, and you throw your stuff up there and see if he's there. Sometimes he's there. Sometimes he ain't. Now that this technology stuff has come by, where's the learning curve? What's the deal?
It's got to the point where it's not fishing. It's more like playing Mario.
Yeah, I mean, now granted, on and y'all will get to see this in some of the videos on the tracker that John and I'll be fishing out of. We've got a Lowrance unit on it that's got side view. I mean, but that's about it. I mean, we don't have any of the new optic stuff or all the big time stuff where you can just do the live stuff and actually just follow the schools of fish around and to where you can actually see your lure dropping down and they coming over and you can see them hitting your lure. I mean, all these cats are doing now is just standing on the bow of their boat, just dropping stuff down, and you can literally just ride until you find fish. There ain't no hunting to it. It's not fishing anymore.
No.
I mean, it's catching now. I mean,
that's
why they call it fishing, because you don't catch them all the time.
Right.
So, I mean, do you think I'm dead on that, or do you think I'm off on that?
No, I think you're right on.
I think it's getting a little too far past. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of this technology is pretty cool, like the power poles for anchors and stuff. Because now me and you's getting old, and it's getting hard to get pull up anchors, and we got them crank type anchors on the tracker, and it's and you hand turn them. But I mean, other than that, the electronics end of it's just getting so advanced that I don't really think that it's fishing.
Not the way
anymore.
Me and you know fishing.
No, and not the way we grew up watching those guys we just mentioned, Bill, Roland, Hank, and all of them. I mean, now they had papergraphs that came out back in that day, but they wasn't anything like this stuff is, right now. So the guys, you still had to understand currents. You still had to understand barometric pressure. You still had to understand, whether you was fishing in a stained water or a clear water. And now, pretty much, it's just ease up there, drop it right in front of their nose, and bam, they hit it. So, I mean, oh, wait a minute. Am I out of time?
Yes.
Dang. That was a short 5 minutes. All right, so now, you're talking about professional fishermen?
I'm going to talk about these professional fishermen today.
All right.
Okay.
Well, lay it on me. I want to hear this.
Here is my thought about these people that get paid to go fishing today. Besides using all these electronics, they come out and they get with these manufacturers and they make all these lures. Well, all they're doing is copying the lures from this guy to that guy to this guy. Okay, but when they're out fishing and they all hang a fish, there's no playing the fish, getting the fish to the boat. They've got these high-speed reels and they're reeling the fish across the water like he's water skiing, and then they flip him in the boat.
I can't even watch tournament fishing on TV no more.
And it's not. I can't either. It's not like the old days when we used to watch the Bassmasters on TV, and the guys used to play the fish when he was out there fishing for, back in them days, it wasn't but $50,000, but now it's like $1 million. But at least they played the fish and they got the fish in the boat. It ain't just throw it out there and reel it across, like they're winching them.
The last tournament that I watched on TV, the cat's in the front end of the boat, hooks a fish, and I'm talking about nobody knows how to do a hook set anymore with just your wrist and your forearms. I'm talking about where, buddy, when you stick it to them, that line tenses up and just makes a tink tink noise, and it's nothing but just that hand and wrist action. Nobody knows how to do that anymore. Everybody wants to just sling their body sideways. They're at the front end of the boat, and what's all this crap that they're doing where they're at the front end of a 22-foot bass boat and they run all the way to the back end of the boat? And look at here. Me and you fished out of bass trackers and the little pontoon bantams a lot. We didn't have no room to lay down on our back and reach over and pick up a fish. What in the world is all that about?
I don't know. And a lot of them don't even grab them by the lips. They grab them by the belly and they scoop them up.
No.
I don't know.
And see, for those of you that don't know, when you lip a bass and pick him up, that's called Bill dancing him, because see, Uncle Bill, every time he'd hook one, he'd bring him up to the side of the boat. He'd just reach right down in there and grab him by the lip and pick him up. That's what you call Bill dancing one. Boop, like that right there. These jokers now, they lay on their back. They get down on their knees. And if they don't do that, they got these rods that is stiff as that telephone pole right there with a braid on it, and they just pick them up out of the water like a winch and sling them over in the boat.
Hell, I don't know. I just don't get it.
And they fishing with all this braided line and stuff now, which now braided line has its uses. But I mean, if you've got your drag system set right on your reel, you're going to have very few break-offs until that fish wraps you around something or something other like that. But as far as a break-off just from sheer force, that's not going to happen. That's what your drag system and the brake system and everything on your bait caster is for, is to help you prevent from breaking your line. I mean, these cats have got to have these bait casters they've got cranked all the way down where the drag ain't operating to drag these fish across the top of the water like you see them do now.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they think they have to have 50-pound braid and then they have a leader with 20-pound mono and all that stuff. Now, as long as me and you have been fishing, we've used, 12, 14-pound mono.
Strand.
Yeah, used to use the old Strand copolymer.
Yeah.
And I think that's coming back.
Strand was the payday back then, wasn't it? I mean,
oh yeah.
You know, you had your clear strand, your blue strand, which Berkeley made line, Trilene, and it was good. But I mean, there was plenty of fish caught without all this stuff that everybody's doing now. And I mean, and it's like you said, they just all copy in lure after lure because it's done. You can only make so many.
Yeah, they're just
lures.
reinventing the rubber worm. All they're doing is reinventing it. Who needs to fish with a 16 to 18 inch rubber worm? I don't get it.
It ain't, you know, the average bass they catching is what, 3 pound, 2 pound.
Yeah, be one thing if they were catching 15, 16-pound bass.
I know it, and they just, I don't get it. But hey, here's the thing about it though, brother. They making all that money doing that, and me and you sitting here making a video.
That's right.
So anyway, all right, there you have it. That's the first episode of the How We See It segment. So what we want you to do is, we hope you have enjoyed this thing, and we want you to comment and tell us what your thoughts are on the two topics that we talked about: professional fishing today and the use of electronics, and if they're getting too technically advanced. So hey, we want to thank everybody that's subscribing. We want to thank everybody that's looking at the videos. We get a lot of people looking at videos, and hey, thank you so much.
Yes, please leave comments because we read them all.
Yeah, we gonna read them. So shoot us a comment and let us know. And listen, me and John, we hope that you get a lot of game in your bag and a lot of fish on your line, because you need to spend as much time in your great outdoors as you can, because till you catch me and him again, we gonna be where, John?
In the great outdoors of Copeland County.
Hey, thanks a lot for watching, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
We're gonna see you next time.
Smile for the camera.